Hello and welcome to this video. It's going to be about the quiz one, and still some students require some attention in order to figure out how we obtain the right answer. The first question asks, can find the final results or result by showing every step according to the rule of order. So in this case, we have to really follow the rule of order that we learned in the class, and I just want to refresh your memory about it very quickly. Is the fact that the most inner parentheses is to be looked at the first. So in this case, this is the most inner parentheses, and this one here, if I could get it, go ahead and make it this one here. Very good. So this is the most inner parentheses, and it's going to really focus our attention on what's going on those two parentheses, this one and this one. And we're going to follow which mathematical or arithmetic operation is going to be the highest. Of course, exponent is the highest, followed by multiplication, division, mod, which is the remainder. And if there is any integer division, we will have to take care of it. And also, the final step is to do the addition and subtraction from left to right. Also, the multiplication, division, mod from left to right. So let's focus first of all in this, the one that I just turned into orange color. This is my most inner parentheses or set of parentheses. And in order for me to look at it closely, I have to go ahead and write this, then start in the third parentheses. I have 3 multiplied by 2, which is itself raised to the second power. I have to take care of the exponent first, which is 2 raised to the second power is 4. Close the parentheses and rewrite everything else without any consideration, because we don't have to look at those outside numbers, sorry, without completely removing the most inner parentheses. If you still have anything inside the inner parentheses and you start to look outside it, you're going about it the wrong direction. So 2 more. I'm having only one lift operation, which is the multiplication, resulting in 12, and as a result, having one single value, it's going to remove the inner parentheses. And now we ended up with 2 set of parentheses, as you will notice, which is going to be this one here, 14 plus 4, and of course this one here is in the outside of parentheses. I wouldn't even look at it, but I have to type it in order to not forget it. So when I get rid of the inner parentheses, then I have to give attention directly to it. Look here, in this one here, this is my most inner parentheses, and I'm going to go ahead and turn it into a red color for now. I have 12 plus 3 plus mod plus 4. Very clear that the mod has to be taking care of it, which is mod is the remainder. If I have mod 14 by 3, when I divide 14 by 3, it's going to give me 4, and the remainder is 2. So that would be the answer. But because I have here 3 mod 14, so a smaller number mod a larger number is always the smaller number. Don't forget this. A small number mod a large number is always the small number. So this results into 3. So we're going to go ahead and rewrite this as 12 plus a 3 plus a 3 plus 4. And you see it's very easy because everything is straightforward addition. And I could go ahead and hopefully I'm not retyping anything wrong. So we're going to go ahead and do this. And notice, so it's going to be now in the inner parenthesis, it's going to be 15 plus 3 plus 4. And I'll have to do this again. It's kind of redundant, but we have to obey the rules so we don't forget anything. And here we go. We're going to go ahead and say 15 plus 3, which is 18 plus 4, and of course not to worry about what's going on outside until we get to it. Multiplied by 2. Okay, I made a mistake here. Multiplied by 2. So now we're ready to go ahead and remove the inner parentheses, because I'm ended up with one value. It's going to be 18 plus 4 is 22 plus 3 raised to the second power multiplied by 2. So now I have one set of parentheses. I have to look at it closely. exponent is the first thing that I need to remove, which is 3 raised to the second power is 9 multiplied by 2, and I don't add it. I have to take care of the multiplication is higher than the addition. It's going to be 22 plus 18, and now finally is the answer is going to be 40. Of course, there is one way of doing it to make sure that everything is correct. If I take this the whole thing, and I'm going to go ahead and open Excel. Maybe you don't see all my screen, but I'll go ahead and stick it right here in order for you to see it. Notice it is actually 40. So what we did actually together was the right answer. Let's go back to Microsoft Word. There is another piece to the problem here, which is, let me go ahead and get you into another screen. And of course, I need to scroll it here. So rewrite this equation as a formula. Notice that x raised to the second power plus the 3 multiplied by xyz raised to the third power, and the whole thing is divided by y multiplied by z raised to the 6th power plus xyz. Where x is in D2 in Excel, y is in E2, and z in F2. So every time I see x, I have to really replace it by D2. Every time I see y, it's going to be E2. Every time I see z, it's going to be F2. And the whole thing, immediately I could start by looking at it. Every time I see this, actually the whole thing is divided by the whole thing. Because this subscript did not really, this print, so I have to change it into, just remove it. All right, so the whole thing, this one here, is divided by the whole thing. Don't forget, we're going to go ahead and do the following. Start by opening parentheses. D2 is where actually x raised to the power of the second power plus 3. Every time we see multiplication, we must use the asterisk. Plus D2 for x plus E2 for y multiplied by E2, sorry here, and multiplied by z, which is F2, and this is raised to the power. We have to use the caret. Anytime you see a fraction, any value raised to the power of a fraction, you must enclose it between double parentheses. You must, because if you don't, then F2 is going to be raised to the first power, then the result will be divided by 3. That's not what we want. We want it to raise F2 completely to the third power. So that's why we have to emphasize that we create the most inner parentheses to take effect before we raise F2 to the power of third. Open another parentheses. Now every time we see y, it's E2 multiplied by z, which is F2. Again, now we have a fraction, so it's going to be raised to the power, open parentheses, 1 divided by 6. And now we have to say, okay, plus, and x is D2 multiplied, which is in this case y. It's going to be E2 multiplied by z asterisk, which is F2, and it close this. And notice this is basically, this is the division, so everything has to do with this one here is being converted into a formula. This is an equation from a scientific field or whatever is that field that brought us this, and we were able to convert it into basically this one here. So let me go ahead and show you also, if we took this, copy this, and I go to Excel, and I stick that here, it's not going to give me a result until it's going to give me division by 0 because I didn't have any data for D2, which is D2 here. Let's go ahead and put 4. Then we have E2, let's say 3. Then we have F2, let's say another 3. And let me see here, where is the division here? Going to D2. Oh, I put it in D1. And here we go, 4, 3, doesn't matter what it is. I need to put something in the right. And you could put anything here. Look how the value changed. Of course, those are not in the right cells. So this is the result if we understood what is this equation is all about. Of course, the scientists who gave us this has to explain to us what is really the output. We don't have to understand how he or she arrived at it, or in this case, we don't really need to be the scientist. We need to be the person who is going to convert a scientific equation or calculation into Excel. We're the Excel expert in this case. Thank you very much for taking your time to watch this. Again, this is basically what it is. You could take a snapshot at it. Also, you could take a snapshot at it, or you could return the videos or rewind the video to where you need to watch it again and again. Thank you, and have a great day. Bye-bye.